Alright, hello everybody. It is I, Granorite, and here we are back with another episode of Let's Play Pokemon Emerald with our Gen 3 type challenge of Normal type, which is going to be Lickitung, Snorlax, Smeargle, and a Doduo and a Dodrio. So as we do, let's read some Pokemon biologies and start getting the team up to level 7 and then off to Rustboro. So we have Lickitung here, has Own Tempo its ability, so it cannot be confused. Decent stats, because it's a Seal Evolution, but it's not going to be amazing. Currently just knows Lick. What do we know about Lickitung? Well, Lickitung is a medium-fast leveling rate Pokemon. It is a bipedal amphibian Pokemon with a round body and a thick, powerful tail. It has soft pink skin with curved yellow lines on its belly and a yellow ring marking on each knee. It has a thumb-like claw on each hand and a single large nail on each foot. There's a yellow spot on its palms and the soles of its feet. It has beady eyes and a long prehensile tongue with nerves that extend its entire length. The tongue is likely connected to its tail, which twitches and retracts when the tongue is pulled. At over 6 feet 6 inches, or 2 meters, Lickitung's tongue is twice as long as its body. Sticky smelling saliva coats its tongue, which causes a tingling sensation when touched and can cause rashes if not cleaned off. It is used for capturing prey, mainly bug-type Pokemon, reaching for berries, exploring its environment, attacking, and cleaning. Although the effectiveness of its cleaning is questionable as its saliva leaves behind its smell. Lickitung's saliva can also be used as a strong adhesive after cooking it. Lickitung remembers things by their texture and taste, although it apparently dislikes sour things. The tongue is both dexterous and powerful enough to lift people, as seen in Pokemon the series Ruby and Sapphire episode Deceit and Assist. When capturing prey, Lickitung prefers swallowing them whole after paralyzing them with its tongue. Lickitung can be found in grassy plains and meadows. In our Gen 3 Pokedex information for Lickitung, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald all say whenever Lickitung comes across something new, it will unfailingly give it a lick. It does so because it memorizes things by texture and by taste. It is somewhat put off by sour things. Fire Red says its tongue is twice the length of its body. It can be moved like an arm for grabbing food and attacking. Leaf Green says its tongue can be extended like a chameleon's. Like a chameleon's, not charmeleon, chameleon's. It leaves a tickling sensation when it licks enemies. Next, we have Snorlax, who knows Tackle, and starts off with a Leftovers, and its ability is Thick Fat, which gives it half resistance or half damage from fire and ice attacks. A slow leveling rate Pokemon. Snorlax is a huge bipedal dark blue-green mammalian Pokemon with a cream-colored face, belly, and feet. Its body is composed of mostly its belly, as its limbs are comparatively small. Its head is large with small pointed ears and 2 pointed teeth protruding from its lower jaw. It has round feet, which both have 3 claws and a circular brown paw pad, and short arms with 5 claws on each hand. Snorlax's bulk makes it the heaviest normal Pokemon. Snorlax is often found in mountains and forests, and it wakes up only to eat, requiring between 880 and 900 pounds, or 399 to 400 kilograms of food per day, before returning to its slumber, although it can also eat while it is resting. It is not a picky eater, as its strong stomach allows it to eat even moldy food without feeling any ill effects. Once Snorlax enters its slumber, it is almost impossible to wake up. A Pokeflute is one of the few things can awaken Snorlax from its slumber. It can even handle thorny plants or Muck's poison. Snorlax is docile enough to let children and small Pokemon bounce on its large stomach. Despite its apparent laziness, however, Snorlax can exhibit tremendous power when prompted. In the Pokemon the series episode Snack Attack, Snorlax is shown to be capable of swimming in the water. Snorlax is known to appear without warning in villages and steal their food supplies, such as rice granaries, which has long been considered a disaster whenever it happens. Snorlax also tends to sleep on areas with bridges, often blocking others from crossing through. Professor Neroli does research on Snorlax, particularly on their ability to attract Pokemon around them to sleep. A lot of Pokemon tend to gather around Snorlax to sleep near it or on it. And our Gen 3 Pokedex information for Snorlax, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald all say Snorlax's typical day consists of nothing more than eating and sleeping. It is such a docile Pokemon that there are children who use its expansive belly as a place to play. Fire Red says it is not satisfied and it eats over 880 pounds of food every day. When it's done eating, it goes promptly to sleep. Leaf Green says very lazy, it just eats and sleeps. As its rotund bulk builds, it becomes steadily more slothful. And next we have Smeargle, which has own tempo for its ability, so it cannot also be confused. Currently just knows Pound. We got that from our Mew when we were catching it. A fast leveling rate Pokemon, Smeargle is a bipedal beagle-like Pokemon with bright brown fur. It has a long tail and the end resembles a paintbrush. The tail tip oozes with a mysterious paint-like fluid, and although the color of the paint is predetermined for each individual Smeargle, it may otherwise vary. A Smeargle's paint hue may also change in intensity with emotional state. Smeargle has a footprint on its back and is typically the same color as the paint on the tip of its tail, though Smeargle can have a separate back and tail colors in Pokemon Stadium 2. The mark is placed on Smeargle's back as a sign of adulthood. Smeargle also has a round structure on its head with a point that resembles a beret. It has floppy brown ears and a brown collar on its neck. The rings circling Smeargle's eyes are also brown, as are Smeargle's eyelids. Its arms have 2 brown bands, and its legs only have 1. Each of its limbs has 3 digits. Smeargle's endgame appearances in Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal, as well as Pokemon Coliseum and Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness, all depicted with red paint on its back and tail, while its shiny coloration is depicted with green. The inverse is true in the Pokemon 3 Core Series games and every game from Generation 4 onwards. Pokemon Stadium 2 and the Pokemon Series episode The Art of Pokemon both depict Smeargle of having blue back and tail colors, with the animated series episode also depicting Smeargle of having yellow back and tail colors. Its shiny coloration in Stadium 2 can also be seen with teal, orange, or indigo paint on its back and tail. Smeargle uses its paint to mark its territory. There are over 5,000 known different marks that Smeargle uses, and the paintings of certain symbols are highly valued by Smeargle fanatics who will pay large sums to own them. It can also use its signature move Sketch to copy the moves of other Pokemon. Smeargle is the only Pokemon capable of learning the move Sketch. Smeargle is often found in urban areas filled with graffiti. And even though Sketch is its signature move, being to the fact that Sketch lets us learn anything, we're not going to go through the whole playthrough with Sketch in one of our move slots. Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald's Pokedex information all say Smeargle marks the boundary of its territory using a body fluid that leaks from the tip of its tail. Over 5,000 different marks left by the Pokemon have been found. Fire Red says once it becomes an adult, it has a tendency to let its comrades plant footprints on its back. Leaf Green says a special fluid oozes from the tip of its tail. It paints the fluid everywhere to mark its territory. And last but not least, we have Doduo, who knows Peck and Growl, and has Early Bird as its ability. A medium fast leveling rate Pokemon, Doduo is a 2-headed bipedal avian Pokemon. Each head has a long sharp beak and 2 beady black eyes. It has a bristly down-like covering of brown feathers on its body and both heads. A male has black flexible necks, whereas a female has brown necks. Both genders have brown legs. Each foot has 4 digits, ending in a sharp claw. Both heads have an identical brain, however, it is believed that on occasion they may possess different brains. It is also theorized that the 2 heads communicate with some form of telepathy or coordination. Even when sleeping or nourishing itself with food and water, one head is usually awake and alert and keeps a keen eye out for enemies. The 2 heads switch turns every hour or so, with both only sleeping at the same time when they feel completely safe. Both heads have the same genes and battle together in perfect sync. Due to its almost non-existent wings, it cannot fly very well. However, it has developed legs that make it a powerful runner. Reaching speeds of 60 miles per hour or 100 kilometers per hour, it energetically strides across the plains, leaving large 4-inch or 10-centimeter deep footprints behind it. It can better maintain balance while running by raising and lowering its 2 heads. It is thought that the second head is a recent mutation. The Pocket Monsters Encyclopedia elaborates on this and claims that Doduo was discovered 3 years prior to Pokemon Red and Green. Doduo lives in wide open plains, grasslands, and savannas. And our Gen 3 Pokedex information for Doduo. Ruby says Doduo's new 2 heads never sleep at the same time. Its heads take turns sleeping, so one head can always keep a watch for enemies while the other one sleeps. Sapphire says Doduo's two heads contain completely identical brains. A scientific study reported that on rare occasions there will be examples of this Pokemon possessing different sets of brains. Emerald says even while eating or sleeping, one head remains always vigilant for any sign of danger. When threatened, it flees at over 60 miles per hour. Fire Red says a two-headed Pokemon that was discovered as a sudden mutation. It runs at a pace at over 60 miles per hour. And Leaf Green says a bird that makes up for its poor flying with its fast foot speed. It leaves giant footprints. And that is our information on Doduo. So let's work on getting the team up to level 7. Now, Lickitung ideally wants defense and special attack, but we'll take some special defense now just because it's going to be hard for us to find Ralts and Seedots right now. And we just want to get Lickitung up to level 7. And some special defense is not going to hurt it. As long as we can find some Lotads. Seedots are good, though. Kind of surprised we ran into a Seedot. And a Ralts. Wow. Well, color me impressed. Let's go heal really quick. Running low on licks. It's not the strongest attack. One more. Go. We got Supersonic. Alright, next we'll do Doduo. Doduo wants attack and speed, so we want Poochyenas and Zigzagoons. All the Lotads, holy moly. And then none are going to show up when I want them for the other Pokemon. That's usually how it works. Goodness gracious, Lotads. Just trying to get through this grass trading. Just give me the Pokemon. I mean, all the Lotads. Holy moly. One more. There we go. Alright, well, Smeargle would like Lotads or Seedots. We're going to attack and defense on Smeargle. Or, not attack, but defense and special defense is what I meant to say. Yeah, see, here's all the Poochyenas now. And Zigzagoons. Now we're not going to get any Lotads. Even though we got like 20 of them before. Game does that on purpose. There we go. One more Lotad should do it. And then last but not least, we have Snorlax. And Snorlax would like HP and special defense. So, Wurmples and Lotads. We learned Amnesia here at level 6. Okay. Getting close, and then we can go make our way towards Rustboro. Come on. There we go. Already got 40 hit points on Snorlax. Let's swap Doduo up. Sorry, jeez. Tickle in my throat. Very nice. Tackle. Cool. Alright, let's swap up Doduo. I guess if we want to be really mean throughout the playthrough, we swap around the leftovers to whoever's doing the fight. Be pretty OP. Good packs. Bloomish. Go to Snorlax. Very nice. Missed the tackle. Thought that was going to give it just enough health back after that absorb to be able to survive another one. Just to get it one more turn. Alright, let's go let Wally catch his Pokemon. Alright, off we go. Heck! Alright, let's go to Smeargle here. Alright, he starts the bide, so we now swap to Lickitung here. We're gonna Supersonic? Nope. Now we'll Lick. Oh, it's just gonna bite again. Okay, we'll Supersonic. Tie it. Alright, there we go. Alright, I am gonna kind of do what I said, and I'm gonna swap these leftovers around for a bit. It'll help us get through these parts a little faster. Well, after this, we just have six water playthroughs to do, and then we're done. So it's going to be water from here on out. But I guess that gets us done. Just gets it done. All right. Good damage. One hit point. Yeah, one hit point's one hit point. And we learned Pursuit. Alright, let's swap Snorlax up. Give it its food back. We don't want Snorlax getting mad at us because we took its leftovers away. I don't think these Wurmples could even hurt us. We heal it all back. Now it seems we're strong enough to just take these out with a single squoosh. 1 hit point. And attack. And a hit point. And of course we miss. Because we can never hit after a sand attack, while the AI can. We'll always have to remember that. Good critical. Look at that, we have free healing turns there. Now we have enough health that we're healing 2 per turn. So our bigger issue here is just the fact that Lick does not do a lot of damage. Grab this. We're gonna go heal just to get all of our licks back because we have some more fights coming up that we'll use Lickitung in. Give this back to Snorlax. Swap Doduo up for the next fight. Pretty sure nobody can learn Bullet Seed. Yeah. Good damage. This Doduo hits hard, which we like. This trainer starts with the Lotad. And then we go to Snorlax for the Shroomish. Very nice. Let's see if we can target down the C-Dot. Good paralysis. Excellent. Well, we're not dealing a lot of damage, but we're getting it down. Alright, we're just going to speed through this because all it's going to do is growl us. It can't even hurt us. Because all it knows is Astonish. Heck. Again, another fight where they can't hurt us. We're just getting experience here. And EVs. Alright, let's get cut. Teach this. And then this is where we'll end our episode for today. So we will train up to level 15 off screen, and then we'll be back for another episode tomorrow. We hope you all enjoyed the start of this playthrough. See y'all next time.